Hey guys, I'm back. Like I said, I would show you my other car that I will be running next week. I do the American flag theme. As you can see up front here, I am running a Pinto bumper. One of the strongest bumpers I've ever seen on a compact. I've gotten two huge fans in the front here. And then I also have a third fan up underneath. Two pushing, one sucking. My headers, they're coming out. They are so close to the front end. They're actually touching the core support. So I don't know if that was a stupid move or not. But run them all thread through the hood with your typical wing nut. I don't put all thread in the back. I usually put straps and I'll bolt it here. I think that's always worked better for me in the past. Typical down bar, your typical roll cage, put extinguisher in there. I put a bar in between me and me next to my seat, because I've seen many guys fly across the car, getting their head smacked off the other side. Even though you got a helmet on, it hurts so bad. So I basically put a bar there to keep me from flying across the car if that was to happen. I use duct tape. I was thinking about cutting out a piece of metal and not making it sharp or anything and putting it around the steering wheel. That's a good way to do your steering wheels, so when you're driving, you don't grip the steering wheel and you get hit in the front tire and don't see it coming. And we've all seen how fast the steering wheel can spin on you and break your wrist or your fingers very, very easily. I know this because I've had this happen. Got my typical halo bar. It's not a big bar. I don't use a big bar because I don't need a big bar. It's not the bigger the better kind of case scenario on these compacts. I got my little roof sign, 69S, like I told you before. I'm not paying some idiot $60, $70 for a sticker when I can make it myself. I made my own tires. I did a grooving system here, as you can see here. I grooved each tire, and this year I've seen people do it, so I'm going to try it. Took another tire of the exact same size and I put it here. Basically, so if I was to get hit right here in this area, it can help me from having that front end tire go. Plus, it's got a tube in it. I don't weld huge straps. Like I said, you don't have to have nothing big. You basically just need to keep stuff together, and that's all you need to do. I don't think 2-inch straps are going to help you any better than a 1-inch strap. I've seen it happen many times. Sorry, I have chickens. That noise you just heard. But I got straps here, a couple straps here, here, and here. Of course, across the back. Maddie's daddy. Of course, you gotta love your daughters. Sadly, most men don't. I got a gas tank here that I built 3 or 4 years ago when I was working at a metal shop. It's just a typical gas tank. You got your fuel, and then you got your return, and then I never ran a vent before, and I guess that might have done some things to me in the past and I didn't even know. So as you can see up at the top, I actually welded a socket, drilled a hole in the cap, welded a socket on top of it, put some JB weld on it for extra protection, and put a vent hose out the top. And I creased the back end. You can't really see much back there, but I creased the back end, tucked my trunk, pre-bended it a little bit, as you can see. Not much of a pre-bend, but it's pre-bent. I always love to use my 9-wire here to make sure it stays good and strong. Of course, you gotta have your faith signs out, but yeah, that's not a whole lot to it, guys. Got my transmission tranny cooler back here. Couldn't find a fan I liked, so I just put a small fan on there. Don't draw much power, and it does just as good as a big one does. So I put that on there and secured everything, and ran my lines up and down through here, and ran them through the firewall, as you can see. Got a big marine battery. Built a little box for it. Got a strap here. I don't know if you've noticed this. Got a strap here. And I put that behind my seat and moved my seat about 3 inches from the back bar, so if you get a hard hit, you don't slam into that bar real hard, because that's going to hurt. So I moved the seat up about 3 inches and then put this strap behind it to keep the seat from breaking and also keep it bouncing, so it's not a hard hit to the back. You kind of bounce. Also built me a kind of I call the old Indiana oh shit handles. Got a handle here to kind of hold on to. Got plenty of areas I made to hold on to. Typical switchboard. It's basically just fans. I had a push button wired in, but the key's been working, and I've been having problems with the motor with the vacuum, and it's been driving me nuts. So I just said screw it, I'm just going to stick with the key this time, because I'm more worried about the motor. I kid you not, this thing probably has 70 vacuum lines on it. I had a guy come over here that thought he knew what he was doing, went and cut all of my vacuum lines and plugged them off like he was running a 350. Well, I spent the next week, pretty much people would have probably thought I was a crackhead, spending time trying to connect all the vacuum lines back in the exact place they went. It goes from 1 to 38, I believe, and had to connect each one of those and zip tie each one of those. So I have to worry, basically, about 38 hoses that could pop off, and if one pops off, it could totally screw me in the entire derby. I was going to wrap duct tape around it or something of that sort, but even moving the pile of hoses together, they easily can pop off. So I'm just going to leave them where they go and hope everything goes okay. This derby runs on a Monday night and a Saturday night, so if that problem does occur, I will probably take JB Weld and JB Weld each and every one of those hoses to where I know, if that's what puts me out, that is. I will probably JB Weld each and every single one of those hoses if I have to. There's a friend of mine who said he would help me build this entire car. He came over twice, looked at it once, and maybe worked on it for 15 minutes the second time, and that's all he's done in 3.5, 4 months. I run 4 pieces of 9-wire straight in the front, hole washer, hole washer, hole washer, hole washer, and then I made straps cut here on the bumper, as you can see. Weld the bumper. Please don't laugh at my welding job. I had a very, very, very bad roll of flux, and it was pretty much the death of me. I hated that wire, but I wanted to go ahead and use it up before I used the other stuff. But I take on my bumpers, I cut each strap, and I will cut it here, and then I'll put a piece of weld here, a little spot weld here, and run a 9-wire from here to right here. And I put we can bolt our hoods down in 8 places, so I'm putting 4 of those directly in front of the radiator, because we all know that's what we want to protect the most, is the radiator. But getting a good side shot could definitely blow your radiator, but I'm not going to pop the hood right now. But I covered the sidewalls in spray foam, because I've had issues where I've been hitting the side and it's basically squished the radiator kind of like a book. So I put spray foam in there to where it's hopefully it will just bounce off, kind of like a rock bouncing off a balloon. But this is the car I'm running next week, guys, and hope everything does okay. And as you can see, I got my daughter her Power Wheel lineup for the Power Wheel Derbies. She's good to go. Actually got another one sitting out back right now. But anyways, thanks for watching and wish me luck, guys. Take care.